good afternoon, everybody. I see it is just at 12 o'clock. Thank you for attending today's program, Railing Systems, Understanding and Designing to Fit Your Vision, presented to us by AIA Orange County allied member Kendall Martin with TREX. Before we start, I thought I'd just review a few upcoming programs and events. There's a lot. We have a lot of virtual and a lot of in-person coming up, including, of course, our March Mixer, which I hope you're going to attend. It's this Thursday. You can find it on our calendar. There's still time to sign up. But we also have some other in-person, including two programs that are being presented at the AIA convention in San Diego here in June. This is kind of a test run for them. There's one on the 31st, and then there is one later in April. I hope you can make it. It really helps these presenters out so that they can kind of do that little test, make sure they have everything ready for when they go to the big show. And then we also have a tour at Chapman University. We have an ADA virtual program, as long as many, many other things as well. So please do look at our calendar, look at the e-programs in your daily e-blasts. As I always say, if you can only look at one AIA email a day, make sure it's AIA Orange County. That's where you're going to find all of your local programs and events. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Kendall. If you do have any questions, just go ahead and place them in chat. We'll be monitoring those throughout the program and make sure that Kendall can get your responses. Thanks.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, I am Kendall. I work for TREX. I'm the account manager for Orange County. I have been with TREX for about a year now. I did another one of these presentations a few months ago about decking, and so now we are going to focus on railing today. And this is going to be an AIA course, so I'll just be reading directly from the slides, just so you guys can all get your credit for it. And then at the end, we can talk a little bit about TREX, some of our updates, products that have come out this year in regards to decking. I'll touch on some railing, and then that'll be it. So like Jeff said, feel free to send your questions in the chat. And I will go ahead and get started. All right. Like I said, so this is an approved continuing education course. And here's our course number. I will be sending everybody out their copy of their certificate. So I'll include everything on here. Okay, so the purpose and learning objectives. So the purpose is deck railing systems provide the finishing touch to an outdoor area, as well as safety and improved accessibility. Choosing a system that suits a deck project's needs depends on a variety of factors, including cost, durability, style, customization, maintenance, and eco-friendliness. This course explores the many railing materials that are available with a focus on aluminum, composite, and aluminum and composite railing systems, whose characteristics are ideal for most projects. The learning objectives are, at the end of this program, participants will be able to discuss the different kinds of railing systems and materials available on the market and compare their contributions to sustainable design. Describe railing and guard mounting details that are compliant with the International Residential Code. Identify how wood plastic composite railing systems may contribute to LEED credit requirements, and describe the components of deck railing systems and specify the appropriate components and features to satisfy aesthetic, functional, safety, and sustainability requirements. Here's a brief overview of the contents of this presentation. We'll go through types of railing, deck railing styles and components, selecting deck railing system, installation, maintenance, and then a summary. So to start, we will talk about types of railing. Definitions. So the International Residential Code and the International Building Code define a guardrail as a building component or a system of building components located near the open sides of elevated walking surfaces that minimizes the possibility of a fall from the walking surface to the lower level. A handrail is defined as a horizontal or sloping rail intended for grasping by the hand for guidance or support. For railing types, these are the most common materials used for railing. So there's wood, steel, aluminum, vinyl, or composite. Deciding which material to use for a railing project should balance several factors, including these: cost, durability, strength, amount of required maintenance, style, ability to customize, and eco-friendliness. To start, we will start with wood. So many varieties of wood are used to produce railing, In general, wood is easy to manipulate and shape, but should be stained regularly to prevent water damage and retain its color. Some varieties are prone to rot. Some of the wood categories include pine, so available in a pale tan color. Pine is economical and easily stained. It also looks good when covered with a clear gloss. Cypress, darker than pine with shades ranging from red to tan. Cypress is a popular choice due to its attractive natural color and its resistance to insects and rot. Cypress costs more than pine, and depending on the location, may be more expensive than redwood. Cedar, with its golden brown color, rich finish, and resistance to insects and rot. Cedar is ideal for decorative use, but is generally too weak for structural component use. It must be treated with a finish or stain to retain its color, or else it will fade to a silver gray shade. Redwood, a high-end product. Redwood provides a deep red color, resistance to insects and rot, and long wear. As a softwood, it is expensive and easily damaged and must be treated with a finish or stain to retain its color, or it will fade to a silver gray shade. Tropical hardwood, covering species such as ironwood and palope. Tropical hardwoods wear the longest, lasting up to 40 years when properly treated. Pressure-treated wood, usually prepared from fir or yellow pine. Pressure-treated wood is durable, inexpensive, and rot-resistant. It often starts with a greenish hue that turns gray. While it can be stained, it should be further treated with a water repellent sealer. Chemicals used to produce it may be toxic and has a less exquisite appearance than other types of wood. So jumping into the aluminum category, aluminum is a low-density, lightweight, corrosion-resistant metal. Aluminum railing is usually extruded, while smaller components such as brackets and caps are cast. It generally does not require inserts to provide extra strength. Aluminum is a 100% recycled material. Most railing products containing aluminum have some percentage of recycled material. This may help it contribute towards satisfying LEED credit sourcing of raw materials. While aluminum heats up, it dissipates the heat better than wood or other metals. Once out of direct sunlight, it quickly cools down. The type of aluminum rail used depends on the specified infill. It can be custom curved to flow with the deck, improving the views of the surrounding landscaping. Many aluminum railing products are powder coated, an electrostatic painting process in which the finish is baked at a high temperature. The powder paint that is used consists of pigment encased in a powdered resin and does not contain VOC emitting solvents. It adds texture to the railing, provides a protective hard coating that resists corrosion, fading, and rust, and can be accompanied by unique infills. Color options include black, white, and bronze. To create an aluminum railing system, rails, post sleeve, and a baluster kit are assembled. Types of posts available include the following: post with cap and skirt, crossover post, which can provide a continuously graspable top rail, joist mounted posts, surface mounted posts. Optional pre-mounted brackets can be used for faster assembly. There are two primary types of aluminum systems: a traditional rail installation where the top rail is installed between two posts, or an installation where the top rail is installed above the post. The main difference between the two is aesthetics. A cocktail rail can be used with balusters, horizontal rods, and mesh, but not with the glass kits, allowing beverages and food to be set down on the railing. Infill options for aluminum railing include these: aluminum balusters, which are available as vertical, square, and round balusters; horizontal aluminum rods; stainless steel mesh panels, which are custom curvable and create a striking industrial touch for any outdoor design; tempered glass panels, which allow for wonderful views and provide a standout feature for any deck. And those photos on the right are describing what we just talked about. So some pros of aluminum: minimal maintenance, does not require painting, resealing, or sanding, easily cleaned with soap and water; lightweight yet strong, less susceptible to contraction and expansion than other materials; rust resistant, easy to work with, good range of customization options for contemporary industrial style; long lifespan. While most manufacturers offer at least a 20-year warranty for aluminum, it is not unusual to see lifetime warranties because of its resilience. And then some cons for aluminum: fewer color options than other materials such as composite, may be susceptible to denting in high traffic areas. So jumping into the steel category, this is a 100% recyclable material. Types of steel used for railing include stainless steel and wrought iron. The three dominant grades of steel used in railing systems are carbon steel, 304 grade stainless steel, and 316 grade stainless steel. Stainless steel is stronger than aluminum and can take harder impacts without denting. As the grade of steel increases, so does corrosion resistance. In any grade, stainless steel resists corrosion when its chromium content interacts with the air around it, oxidizing into a thin, protective layer that prevents rust and stops further oxidation from occurring. If it's scratched, the chromium reoxidizes, repairing itself before it can corrode. Some of the pros is that it's stronger than aluminum. Some varieties, but not wrought iron, are corrosion resistant. Has an appealing silver luster that provides a modern appearance. It's easy to maintain as it's cleaned with soap and water. Some cons are that the coating techniques can delay rusting, but most manufacturers only offer 10 to 15 year warranties compared to 25 plus for aluminum. More expensive than other materials, heavy to install, and wrought iron is prone to rusting in certain climates, such as those that experience winter due to its iron content, though some people might consider rust spots as an appealing rustic element. Vinyl. So vinyl consists of a mixture of PVC, stabilizers, colorants, impact modifiers, and UV inhibitors. Vinyl railing is usually co-extruded from PVC and includes an internal layer of substrate covered with a protective capstock, which provides color and UV inhibitors to minimize fading. Shapes and profiles for vinyl railing are often filled with a metal insert, such as aluminum, that offers added safety and strength. The need for inserts depends on factors such as the chemistry, the shape, and the thickness. Some pros to vinyl, available in a variety of shapes and styles, can come in kits or pre-assembled, easy to maintain, lack of organic content makes it pest resistant, lower maintenance costs over long term, thanks to factors such as no need for staining, good life cycle cost. Some cons is that it costs more than wood in the short term, has an entry-level look and feel, and loses its appearance and strength over time due to expansion and contraction. Jumping into wood plastic composite. So composites generally contain sawdust, wood fiber, acrylic resins, and PVC. The ingredient mix varies by manufacturer. For example, one manufacturer uses a blend of 95% recycled plastic film and reclaimed sawdust for their composite. Recycled plastic film used in composites is sourced from items such as overwrap for paper towels, dry cleaning bags, newspaper sleeves, sandwich bags, grocery bags, and shrink wrap. Each manufacturer uses different amounts of reclaimed sawdust and recycled plastic film. Composite manufacturers conduct assessments with suppliers to reduce environmental impacts across the supply chain by using as much post-consumer and post-industrial content as possible. They also source materials from as many local suppliers as possible to promote sustainability. So more about wood plastic composite. So LEED is the preeminent program for the design, construction, maintenance, and operations of high-performance green buildings. So the use of composite decking products may contribute toward meeting the requirements of this LEED credit. So sourcing of raw materials, you can get 1 to 2 points for this for LEED credits. Recycled content, products meeting recycled content criteria are valued at 100% of their cost for the purposes of credit achievement calculation. Recycled content is the sum of post-consumer recycled content plus 1/2 the pre-consumer recycled content based on weight. The recycled fraction of the assembly is then multiplied by the cost of assembly to determine the recycled content value. A LEED certified building tends to attract higher demand, premium rates, and longer occupancy leases, thereby supporting continued and growing demand for products that can facilitate LEED certification. Compared to pressure-treated lumber over a 25-year span, the environmental impacts of composite decking include fewer greenhouse gas emissions, fewer criteria air pollutants, less smog, and more public supply process water use. Composite railing systems use a top and bottom rail. In some instances, the top rail can be used upside down and then capped with a composite deck board. One manufacturer refers to that design as a cocktail rail. Composite post sleeves are usually 4x4 or 6x6. There's a large variety of colors that can be selected to match or contrast with the cap and the skirt. Composite post sleeves may be installed over contractor-provided wood posts. Manufacturers also offer a metal structural post alternative that can be surface mounted to the deck or fascia mounted to the deck joists. Types of infill available for wood plastic composite railing, which come with mounting hardware to connect the rails, include round aluminum balusters, square composite balusters, and glass panels. Some pros to wood plastic composite. So, like composite decking, it doesn't peel, rot, splinter, or warp, and does not require painting or staining. Highly customizable, allowing the ability to mix and match with aluminum or composite balusters. Traditional appearance, wide range of colors, easy to clean with gentle soap and water. Some cons would be may not resemble natural wood, has a warm surface, and may be harder to remove scratches from. Okay, jumping into deck railing styles and components. So these are some of the railing styles. So starting with cable, slim cables are usually arranged in a horizontal pattern and paired with metal posts. It's important not to place excess pressure on the cables as they could break. Chippendale, this style uses an X-shaped pattern where the lines meet in the middle. It is well suited for horizontal rails. The intricate design may make it hard to paint or stain. Craftsman, slim lines usually form a vertical pattern, resembling a picket fence and offering good cover. Cleaning and maintenance may be difficult depending on how closely posts are placed together. Glass, available in clear or semi-transparent options. Glass panels may be solid sheets or include some slots. They can be easily customized through etchings. Glass is easily scratched and requires frequent cleaning. Rope can be used to give railing a nautical touch. Available in varying thicknesses, it can disintegrate when exposed to extreme weather conditions. And then rustic, made from wood that has rough edges cut into it. This style offers a natural look. Rustic railing allows for plenty of creativity in designing a look, but the irregular shape of pieces may make it difficult to paint or stain. Some more railing styles. So the sawn baluster vertical panels are connected with a cutout shape in the middle of each panel, which repeats throughout the system. This style works better with lighter colors, as patterns may be too difficult to see with dark materials. Sunburst or fan, as the name suggests, this inviting style consists of radiating lines from a point that resembles the sun or a fan. It may provide a challenge to clean. And then turned baluster, a curved cylindrical shape, provides an elegant traditional look. The style pairs well with large bases on top and below to support the railing system's design. The style works better with lighter colors. Here's what it looks like for railing system components. So aluminum and composite railing systems typically consist of posts, railings, balusters, and infills. The finished heights are usually 36 or 42 inches. In California, it has to be 42 inches as part of code. So as you can see in this diagram, you can see where the cocktail rail would be and how that looks, the accessory infill kit, and then the posts, the rails, top and bottom, and then the balusters or infill panel. Going into rails, so the primary function of a rail is to hold the baluster in place. Rails are attached to the posts and need to be made from sturdy materials so that they stay level and do not sag. Top and bottom rails are generally available in 6 and 8 foot lengths, but it can also be cut to fit. Those are just some images on the right, what the top rail would look like and the bottom rail. For posts, the primary function of a post is to attach the railing to the deck. While posts are typically 4x4, their lengths depend on the application. Post combinations include an aluminum post, cap, and skirt, or a structural post, pressure-treated lumber or steel, with a composite sleeve, cap, and skirt. As you can see in the photo, that's a sleeve going over pressure-treated lumber. Post sleeves. Post sleeves are used decoratively to match or contrast with the color of the rest of the railing. They come in a variety of lengths depending on the project and where posts are being placed. For example, longer posts are used for stairs. Balusters, so also known as pickets, spindles, or infill. Balusters are usually installed vertically and attached between the rails. Building codes require a space of less than 4 inches between each one to provide structural safety. So there's round balusters, an image of that, and then square balusters. Brackets, so many brackets used in railing systems are visible. They're often made from a variety of materials such as plastic, aluminum, or steel. Available types of brackets include the following: level brackets for level sections, swivel brackets for angles other than 90 degrees or 180 degrees, require a unique bracket that allows for angles up to 45 degrees, angle brackets utilized in stair and clipped corner applications. Rail post caps. So rail post caps are an optional element used for decoration. If you choose not to use them, you may require a top rail to cover the post to provide a finished appearance. Available in a wide range of options and materials, designs can be simple, ornate, or playful. They can be nailed or glued into place. Some are available with an integrated solar panel to power a lighting system, as you can see below. So here's some infill styles. So aluminum rods and stainless steel wire mesh. So horizontal aluminum rods create a sleek, sturdy, and modern look on the left image. And then on the right image, stainless steel wire mesh panels. Their custom curvable crosshatch pattern provide an industrial style look, provide safety by mitigating the potential for falls, extra support for children, and support structural integrity. This is the glass panels and what that looks like on the right. So glass can provide unobstructed views amid scenic surroundings and add a modern touch. Some options may have difficulty meeting local code requirements, so it's important to check the requirements. Glass fluctuates in price and is often an expensive option. The glass used must be safety tempered and shatter resistant. And so there's three main options for glass. So the glass panel with a top frame usually meets the code requirements, good to lean against, and requires some customization. Glass deck railing with banisters provides safety, security, and unobstructed views. Banisters add extra support, easy to install, and then frameless glass panels may be more technical to install. Code requirements may differ from framed panels due to lack of the top rail, and then questions around using the connector pedestals and clips. This is what a cocktail rail looks like. So it uses a deck board for a top rail to create a flat surface ledge that sits at the ideal height for holding drinks and plates. Ideal for entertaining, it creates a look that complements the deck and makes effective use of space. Okay, we will go ahead and skip the review question, but what are the pros of using an aluminum system or of just using aluminum railing? That would be that it's minimal maintenance, it's lightweight, less susceptible to contraction and expansion, rust resistant, easy to work with, good range of customization options, contemporary, and a long lifespan. So jumping into selecting a deck railing system. As it is among the most visible deck elements, railing plays an important role aesthetically. Structurally, it adds safety and support. Railing should enhance the overall beauty of the deck. 5 prime considerations when selecting a deck railing system: style, materials, budget, complexity, and coordinating accessories. So going into style, choosing color and style can be fun but overwhelming given the wide range of options. Whether your taste is modern, traditional, or transitional, when designing a successful pairing of decking and railing, consider the following approaches. Coordinating, such as dark brown deck and railing, can create a cozy look. Contrast colors if you can't find a perfect match to create a distinctive, dramatic design, for example, black and white. Customizing allows you to let loose your creativity by mixing colors and materials, for example, mixing dark aluminum balusters and railing with white composite posts. Manufacturers also offer online tools with designer-curated railing pairings using popular colors. Going into materials, so look for high-performance, low-maintenance materials so that deck users can spend more time relaxing instead of performing maintenance. Consider that wood is prone to rot and decay, while aluminum and composite provide attractive, durable, versatile, easy-to-maintain options. Budget. So factors affecting the installed cost for railing systems include installation complexity, who's doing the install, and the materials chosen. The cost of composite railing is affected by a wider range of materials available. Budgeting will help you determine if customizable systems, or pre-designed manufacturer kits are more appropriate for your project. So coordinating accessories. There's many accessories available that can coordinate with the functions you want the railing system to serve. Examples include incorporating handrails for extra safety, using cocktail rails for outdoor entertaining, and the use of lighting. Order composite deck boarding from the same manufacturer for a perfect finish match. As you can see the lighting on the right on the image. Jumping into lighting, so energy efficient, soft glowing deck lighting adds extra safety and creates an inviting atmosphere. It can be installed into railings, stair risers, or the deck itself. Deck post lights can highlight the perimeter of the deck area. Long life LEDs are best suited for railing systems and can be installed with a built-in connection system that only needs to be plugged in to a power supply or integrated solar panels. Dimmer options are also available. Varieties of deck lighting that are available include post cap lights, post lights, recessed deck lights, and stair riser lights. Going into ADA compliance, so ADA compliant railings are designed to blend seamlessly with the railing system. They offer an additional level of accessibility, safety, and strength, including elements such as a continuously graspable handrail that can be used on ramps and stairs. They are easily washed with soap and water. Wall mounts and returns include fasteners for aluminum and wood posts. For some models, collars are used to hide railing seams, creating a smooth transition between components, while aluminum cap ends conceal open rail ends. Safety gates. Safety gates for pets and children are designed to coordinate with railing systems. Locking gates are required in pool areas. They're available in a choice of round or square balusters and generally can fit openings up to 48 inches. Welded panels with slide-on posts make insulation fast and flexible. Heavy-duty powder coating allows the aluminum to retain its color and resist corrosion and washes easily with soap and water. Codes and regulations. So guardrails must resist specified design loadings of 200 pounds in the outward and downward directions, recognizing that a guard that can resist these loads would also be stable if pulled inward. Using a manufactured railing kit versus designing from scratch makes meeting current code requirements for guardrails much simpler. A manufactured railing kit has tested IRC compliant mounting hardware. Some forms of rod, glass, and mesh railing systems are permitted under the IRC 1 and 2 family dwellings occupancy classifications. Okay, so what are the three main options when using glass panels? That is the glass panel with a top frame, glass deck railing with banisters, and then frameless glass panels. Okay, jumping into installation. Railing system assembly. So railing installation can be a fast and simple process, but referring to installation instructions is critically important. Most parts are pre-drilled and pre-cut. Top and bottom rails can be field cut for a perfect fit, and consult the manufacturer's installation guide for the specific system and infill options. IRC compliant post mounting. So proper mounting is critical as deck guards must be sturdy for safety reasons. The IRC requires sturdy guards for any deck that is no more than 30 inches above grade. No openings can allow the passage of a 4-inch diameter spear. The posts for required guards must be a minimum of 4x4 nominal size. Joists and rim joists to which the guard posts are attached must be a minimum of 2x8 nominal. Here is the IRC compliant fascia mounting method. If the guards run parallel to the deck joists, the posts are attached to the outside joists. If the guards run perpendicular to the deck joists, the posts are attached to the rim joist. As shown in these diagrams, through bolts or approved hold-down hardware may be used. So this is the inside mounting method. So 36 and 42-inch tall wood posts are permitted by code, except 42 is California, to be installed internally using approved specially certified timber screws. The post sleeve and base trim are installed after the decking. This creates the finished look of a surface-mounted post. So the IRC compliant post mounting method. Posts can be surface mounted if the deck is 30 inches or less above grade. If IRC compliance is required, special IRC compliant hardware is available. Consult the railing manufacturer. And then surface mounting to wood, attach the posts using 4 3/8 of an inch by 6 inches, hex cap bolts, washers, and nuts, along with aluminum back plate on underside of blocking. If the project requires IRC compliance, this back plate must be installed under the decking to ensure this will meet code. Okay, so what are 5 prime considerations when selecting a deck railing system? Style, materials, budget, complexity, and coordinating accessories. So going into maintenance of railing systems. So regular cleaning helps minimize weathering effects and removes dirt, grime, and other forms of buildup. Occasional washing is recommended to take care of any signs of weathering, with the frequency of cleaning based on the local environment. In areas where the atmosphere is influenced by bodies of salt water or other contaminant-filled conditions, cleaning is necessary every 6 to 9 months. Not doing so might void the warranty. So cleaning of aluminum railing systems, the best combination for use for cleaning is a solution of warm water and non-abrasive pH neutral detergent. A soft white cloth, sponge, or soft bristle brush should be used, and the railing surface should be rinsed thoroughly after cleaning to remove any residue. Solvents such as thinners or any solutions that contain esters, hydrocarbons, or ketones should not be used. Cleaning composite railing systems, so acetone or other solvents, should never be used as they can damage or dull the surface. For color transfer issues related to the attachment of a baluster spacer, use melamine foam such as Mr. Clean Magic Eraser or Plexus Plastic Cleaner. For smaller surface scratches, marks, or scuffs, use Dupli-Color Scratch Seal or Clear Sealer pen. For hard water deposits, melamine foam or white vinegar should be used for cleaning, followed by gentle scrubbing to loosen the deposits. Rinsing, making sure not to use hard water, then, if needed, drying with a cloth or a blower. Okay, so in summary, there are 5 primary materials used for railing: wood, steel, aluminum, vinyl, and composite, each of which comes with its own unique set of benefits and challenges. Of the types highlighted in this course, aluminum is a fully recyclable material that dissipates heat better than wood or other metals and does not require inserts to increase its strength, while wood plastic composites reduce environmental impacts across the supply chain by using as much post-consumer and post-industrial content as possible. Both these materials can contribute toward satisfying LEED requirements. Aluminum and composite railing systems typically consist of posts, railing, balusters, and infills, which provide a wide, versatile range of design options to suit a project's needs. When choosing a deck railing system, prime considerations include style, materials, budget, complexity, and coordinating accessories. All these should work together to create a system that is aesthetically pleasing and provides safety and support. Installation of deck railing systems is a fast and simple process of assembling modular parts, most of which have been pre-drilled and pre-cut. And that is all for the AIA course. I didn't see any questions come through, so I can go ahead and jump into just some more about TREX.
Yeah, please go ahead and do so, Kendall.
Okay, perfect.
And everyone, if you do have any questions, you can put them in chat or just take yourself off mute and go ahead and ask for the question.
All right. So just to start, this is what our entire decking line looks like. So this is updated this year. We have some new colors that I will dive into on a few of these slides. A lot of our colors have stayed the same, so you guys might be familiar with, say, pebble gray or saddle. And then if you see, anytime you see this circle symbol right here with the little sun on it, That means that it's going to get less hot to the touch. So if you're walking barefoot, these colors that have that circle symbol are going to be less hot on a sunny day. This is our first color I'll talk about that came out just this year. So this is Pebble Beach. This is actually the same color as Pebble Gray, if you guys are familiar with Pebble Gray, but it is in our enhanced line. So it's going to have a scalloped bottom, and the scalloped bottom allows us to cut material cost in order to sell it for a lower cost. So if somebody is looking for that Pebble Gray color but wants a cheaper price, this is going to be that option. Next that came out this year is going to be in our enhanced naturals line. So this is called Golden Hour. This also has that scalloped bottom, so it is going to be more on the cheaper side. And then both of these are going to be most comparable in price to pressure treated lumber, but you're going to get that resilience and durability side of it when it comes to our product. Another thing that just came out for us is these two colors of ignition resistant Class A fire resistant boards. So we have Point Reyes and Martis Valley. They're only going to come in a square edge. And we do have fascia that can pair with these. And we also have hidden fasteners you can use, or color match screws and color match plugs. Everything is available. Great for those fire zones, Laguna Beach, or the Palisades, anywhere that's requiring those higher Class A materials to be used. Another thing that just came out this year in our Transcend Lineage line, we have 1x4 color options available now. So all of our products have always been in 1x6s. These are new for us because they're going to be a more narrow look. So every color that you see here is going to come in a 1x4 as well. So that's good for somebody that's looking to do some different sizes on their deck. If they want to do a picture frame with a 1x4 and then do the rest in 1x6, that's definitely an option. This can also be used as a cocktail rail on top of all the railing that we just talked about, just for a more narrow look. Just to highlight, so any of our deck boards, except for the ones that are scalloped bottoms, can be used for cladding on the sides of buildings. You'll oftentimes see our product on like Starbucks, Whole Foods, Dollar Tree, grocery marts. So anything that has a 50-year warranty. So that's our Transcend Lineage, and our Signature lines. And then now our new Class A PVC line as well. These all just would be face screwed. You're not going to be using hidden fasteners on the sides of a building. But that's just an image of what it looks like. A lot of people don't know that you can actually use our deck boards for siding as well. So just thought I would highlight that. Another thing to highlight, as I mentioned before on the first slide, is anytime you see the circle symbol, these deck boards are going to be less hot to the touch. So they're going to be up to 37 degrees cooler. And that's just depending on whether or not the product is light or dark. So some of the darker colors aren't going to get as cool as some of those lighter, more white looking colors. But this is a good selling point for any customers that have kids or like to entertain and like to be outside. So this is just what that symbol means. And it comes in 15 different deck colors. And we also, in our lowest deck lines, have this available as well. So if you're still looking for a low price, we still have this feature available. So with all of the decking options, we also have our Hideaway collection. So that is going to be color match screws and color match plugs. So you really won't be able to see anything of how the boards are laid out and screwed in. And we also have hidden fasteners. So those just connect the boards together without having to face screw them. So different options for that. And then we also have plugs for our fascia as well. So just jumping into a little bit of railing. So we just did the AIA course. So that was just in general railing, what railing options are available. And then this is what TREX offers specifically. And then all of these products are local, so shipping is no problem at all. We can get anything to you guys within a day or two. So just jumping into
Hey,
our X
Kendall,
series. Yeah.
before you go into the next one, you do
Mhm.
have a question in chat.
Okay. Let me look.
I can read it for you if you want. We have a couple of them actually in.
Oh, okay. No, I got it. Can we add mail and Dropbox to your system? Um, which system are you referring to? Mail and Dropbox?
Richard, you can come off mute if you want. Oh, it's railing. Okay, got it.
Um, I don't know if I understand your question, but let me find out the answer and then I will email you. And then can we use TREX for ceiling applications? So on the sides of buildings, it's just going to be more of an aesthetic. It's not going to be used for a ceiling purpose. So if somebody were constructing a house or anything, apartment complex, you're still going to be designing that exactly what is required of that house structure. And then our product would just go on top of it as an aesthetic, to add to it. And then I will look up that other question and I will email you. Okay. Alrighty. Going into our X series cable rail. So this is what our cable rail system looks like. It is entirely aluminum. And then you're going to see the aluminum posts, and then you have like intermediate posts in the middle, as you can see there. These are going to come in 6, 12, and 18-foot lengths. It is going to save you a little bit on cost if you do longer lengths, like an 18-foot run, just because the posts are what cost the most. So this is going to be a pretty pricey system. However, it does save you in labor just because this is a very simple product to install. So you're just basically feeding those cables through the holes and you're just cutting it to size. And then you're nailing down and screwing down those posts. So it's very simple on the installation and on the ordering process because you're ordering everything between those posts in a kit form. So this is just going to come in black and it does have a 50-year residential warranty. And then you'll get a 10-year on commercial use as well for a warranty. And then this is what the X Series frameless glass rail looks like. So these are the same posts as the last slide, but you're just going to have a glass insert instead. We do sell the glass separately just because our headquarters is in Virginia, and that's a very far way to ship glass. So it would be the post that you'd be ordering from us. That'd be at 42 inches on the height for California, and it'd be 1/2 inch laminated glass that you'd be buying separately. That's going to be a 50-year residential warranty, same as the last one. Also just in black and very easy on the installation and the ordering as well. Okay, here's some more aluminum options. So you'll see we have that mesh on the top right, and then there's a framed glass look as well. So these are going to be a little bit less pricey than the last two we just described, and those are going to come in white, bronze, or black. You're still going to get a 50-year warranty on that, and then it is 40% recycled aluminum. And yep, going into the next one. So these are our transcend railing options. There is white, black, rope swing, or vintage lantern. This is more of a classic look of railing. We've had this out for a pretty long time. Still a great design, still a great look. Kind of gives you some options. You can mix and match maybe white post, black infill, black post, white infill. You can also do a cocktail rail on these ones, or you can do square composite or round aluminum balusters. This is our other aluminum option. So this is more in like our mid-range price category. It's step down from the signature aluminum. So this is our select line. It just comes in black or burnished bronze. You're going to get a little bit less of a warranty. So you're at 25 years on the warranty instead of 50. You are going to get a lot lower on the price though. So maybe retail estimates of between $38 to $42 a lineal foot, which definitely saves you a lot. It's a little bit smaller than the signature system, and you're still going to get that 42 inches on the height. And yeah, still, it's a great system. It actually just came out last year, and we sold out halfway through the year because it was so popular for its price and for the aluminum that you're getting. Also, with our aluminum options, you actually can insert these in salt water and be around salt water and still get that warranty attached to it. So that's also something to keep in mind, that it's very durable. It's going to last you a very long time. This is our select steel mesh railing. So this is what this looks like. This just came out last year as well. It's going to be a step down on the price, just like on the last slide from our signature line. This is what the mesh looks like in select. Still a great look. You can still see your view if anybody is looking out to the mountains or the hills or the lakes. Still a great option. And then lastly, this is our enhanced steel railing. So this is our only steel option. It's a 15-year warranty. You're going to get a really low price on this. This is our lowest price that we sell of railing. It's going to be about $25 to $35 a lineal foot. And it's going to be 2x2 posts. So it's a bit smaller than the aluminum systems. And then it is only going to come in black also. So you are more limited on the options when you go down to this lower category, but it's still a great system, really easy on the install. It comes in panels, so you'll order the panels and the posts, so very easy on the ordering process as well. Okay, and that is all I have. Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.